Yeah, you need to pimp me out, man. You got to get everyone to subscribe.
Right. I'm hiring out to the Wanderers of Rent Boy. 5 for a hat, 10 for a 25 for the
I can't include that. I can't include that. You know that's not what I meant.
Today, instead of our normal job as professional CSGO commentators, we are in fact commentating on professional silver CSGO. I mean, these people have clearly dedicated their whole lives to achieving the peak of their ranks archetype.
And for this reason, me and Derek are going to be going undercover in the silver rank and trying to capture some of this phenomenal skill to hope that we can get it out onto the big screen.
We will, of course, be blending in, trying to get as few kills as possible, whilst maintaining the illusion of having an integral part in every play.
We're going to be doing this by making some very, very, very helpful calls in game, such as Suka Bliat, Idinoi Hoi Bliat Suka.
Other calls include it's A, it's A, it's A, as soon as you see anything on B. Hello, my fellow Silvers. How are we doing today?
Now you can see he's made a tactical call here right at the very beginning, can't we, Jeff? He has made some truly interesting call there. I believe it literally translates to, which is obviously a call to go up short. So all 5 players here are going to be heading up this short area and trying to take control of that A bomb site. You're going to see them running straight in there, ignoring all of the potential enemies, and it really is working very well for them.
Well, you must remember, it's a classic silver play to win the pistol round because it's run and gun, and then fail once aim and tactical plays are involved in the later rounds.
Honestly, I'm actually kind of confused as to why we won that round. They started us off there with that solid A take, but they didn't do the traditional silver run towards the enemies and die so that you can give up the bomb site and give them a false sense of security. Let me get some insight from the IGL. Hold on. Suke bled nahoy bled Peters bled suke idiot. Tell me where to go, bitch.
And that vaguely translates as, I think last round went really well. We're looking forward to pushing on. And we're committed to having a positive impact throughout the duration of this game.
Yes, I think that's very important to explain there, David, and I'm very, very happy that you did that. A lot of people aren't quite as up-to-date with the slang as I am. I might as well share a few call-outs that these silver players use. For example, this area here is often referred to as over there. This here is referred to as that place, and they will often call this behind you, blade, suke idiot, how you not notice him. They will often walk out into the open, and it's very important when they do that to make sure that you're in the open as well, and you shoot while moving. This makes sure that the Silvers won't see you as the threat that you truly are, and that'll ensure that they don't, hard target you, because their brains are fully capable of understanding tactical play and the importance of taking out the most skilled player. Yes, lots of people don't know this. Lots of people don't know this, but the silver rank is actually named after its namesake, Ignatius Graham Silver, the man who invented running and gunning. His favourite gun was quite famously the P90, or as he called it, Runny Run Gun I Kill Easy for Me.
Now, you might not have seen that, Jeff, but I just watched Catnip make an excellent play. First, he lined up his opponent in his crosshair, with his opponent's head lined up with where he was pointing his gun. Then, as he was about to shoot, he moved his gun away from his opponent to ensure that he didn't kill him.
Now, that is a classic scare tactic. I've heard that, and I've seen that very, very many times, Kevin. People use that very, very well, and I've seen it happen that that's actually enough to scare the enemy away. A lot of lower ranked...
I'm trying to get in with the guys here. I've heard that if you just yell Rush B, you will be considered a tactical genius.
A lot of lower-ranked players end up stuck in the global area because they just don't understand the importance of rushing B, Suka, Bliat, Idenai, Hoi. Now, you see there, I think it's important. Actually, I think it's important to bring this up for a minute there, Jeremy. That man just said, Uli Bliat, Sudan Wule. That is a very, very classic silver phraseology. I'm not sure what it means, but it's okay, because neither does anyone else.
I've heard this one before. I think he was commenting, complimenting me on my strategic choice of bomb planting location. I have looked at silver plant zones and selected the optimum there. I was exposed to all angles and all remaining enemies at once, leaving me no possibility of planting the bomb with any safety.
You can see here we have a counter-terrorist technical timeout. They frequently take these. Silvers are so skilled that they don't feel the need to play on a computer. So I can guarantee you some of these people are playing on various interesting devices. I know for a fact that Purple here plays on a touchscreen.
I was just about to make a point like that, Jeff. I've seen a few Silvers playing from interesting trackpad setups and other similarly more useful machinery than your standard personal computer.
A lot of higher-ranked players make the very, very understandable mistake of playing with a keyboard and mouse and not in an airport. I can't even say that. A lot of higher-ranked players will make the mistake of using a keyboard and mouse, and some of them don't even play in a very busy airport at rush hour.
Well, thanks for that, Jeff. I'm actually receiving some insider information into why this timeout was called. The opposition player has been kicked from the game. He was forced to disconnect because he had his volume at maximum and was playing from the inside of an airplane. This is a top-level Silver tactic to allow his teammates extra time to plan their next round.
A lot of people think it's a myth that a lot of Silvers will play in airports, and it is true that not all of them do. Some of them will actually surround themselves with bees, or in fact relocate to a beehive, so as to create that atmosphere of static behind the microphone. I see you've died just now, Paul. If you could explain the tactics behind that, Jeremy?
I was using the classic Silver tactic of buy just an R8, no armor, no nades, no nothing. It's incredibly important, especially when your team is on top, to start buying what higher players call meme guns and use them. And use them.
Lots of pros make the very fundamental mistake of trying to predict their enemies, but Silvers have learnt and evolved beyond that very simple strategy, and instead, they just don't do anything of the sort. They just hold W and hold mouse 1. These two are, in fact, the most useful buttons in Counter-Strike, as W is the moving button, and mouse 1 is the killing button. I had a friend once who used to name himself Elephant and run around going E-or, E-or. Now, I argued a few times that that was the noise a donkey made and not the noise of an elephant, and he said, that's what you think, and that's all they'll be able to think.
It's so important to make distracting noises so that your enemy is distracted by your team's voice chat.
You can see that this player here in chat has said, fucking fuck us. That is a very simple Silver way of communicating. That is actually a warning that we may in fact lose this game, and it's time to very...
Here's Jeff.
Here we can see this yellow player here by the name of Boo Car is going to run up mid here. He's going to be able to pick up one kill, but he's going to make sure not to keep hold of that map control, and instead to move up towards B. That's a very important play that you see these Silvers make a lot. You don't want to make the classic mistake of holding on to map control for too long.
I'll just interrupt you here as I've got to try and find the final T side player. I think he's here. Hang on, let me line him up. That went exactly as expected. But what I did there, Jeff, was I left myself with not enough time to defuse the bomb. This is a key Silver strategy, as it ensures that you in fact lose a round that you would otherwise win. I'm not sure if you saw that play from John Homelander there. First, he killed someone by repeatedly shooting him in the leg from a long distance. This, as we all know, is the slowest way of killing your opponents. It was elected because, I'm really not sure, Jeff. I've got nothing.
You see that there is
Hang
a
on.
Silver there in chat sharing his interesting insight. Why the fuck are you rushing? Now that there is actually a tactical piece of advice for his teammates there, that essentially would be described in a higher rank as something along the lines of, let's play more defensive. But these guys try to keep their things very, very succinct and very, very understandable. And they're also very sanctimonious.
I'm not sure if you saw John Homelander there ignoring his own
Unfortunately, I
reasons
didn't, so you can
and
shut
picking
the fuck
3
up.
kills. Well, if you're watching somewhere where the action isn't, Jeff, it's not my fucking fault. I'm about to employ a key tactic, which is using a flashbang. Now, many pro players will tell you to use a flashbang properly. The worst outcome from using a flashbang is that you would blind one of your enemies.
A lot of people in higher ranks make the common misconception that the aim of a game of Counter-Strike is in fact to win rounds, when clearly it is not that, but instead to hit a sick clip.
No. I'm gonna have to correct you there on that one, Jeff. In fact, the aim of a game of Counter-Strike is not to win rounds, but it is to extend it for as long as possible, because Mummy says this is the last game before you have to go to bed.
Now I'm in a 1v2 here, Jeff, and this is often a very difficult situation to get yourself out of, but considering that these guys are silvers, it will not be all that difficult.
Well, bully for you, Jeff, just because you grinded for 7 years to get into Gold Nova 1, and it makes you think that you're better than us, doesn't make you a saint.
We can see Yellow here is taking a pretty solid angle in towards that short area.
I'm not sure about that, Jeff. I think that angle from Yellow is actually a really shit angle. As we all know, Jeff, flanking is the key silver play. That's why I'm being complimented with the repeated vote kicks.
You'll see here that Yellow was actually more or less able to pick up that kill. He did need me to kill...
I'm sorry about that, Jeff. I don't think that's true. I think, in fact, Yellow didn't get any kills. You know, Jeff, I think you need to completely rework your style of commentary.
I don't know what you're talking about, Brian.
Jeff, can I just stop you here?
Of course you can. Jamie.
Jeff is, in fact, your name. Do you know what my name is?
When we first met, I did ask you, but unfortunately, I didn't hear your response, and although I've known you for 16 years now, I felt too awkward to ask again.
Jeff, you're in fact a wanker. Despite winning that round for us, I think you should be shot. So go shove your Gold Nova 1 up your arse.
Tune in next time.
Take your analysis and shove it where the sun don't shine.
This is the stupidest thing I've done with my life, man. I can't even. Do you want to explain what's happening?
So I bought some custard. Asda custard. 40p, good price, very good price. Looks very real. Use by date 2024.
Why have you bought custard?
I saw it. I thought, you know what? It's 40p. I'm gonna have some custard.
And so now you're trying to open it with keys.
Yeah, they're not even my keys.
Fucking genius.
I looked on the internet. And it said use a stone.
Alright.
So I've got a stone. I'm not sure what it meant.
You really want that fucking custard.
Will Asda deliver a can opener to a park bench in the middle of nowhere?
Asda's over there, mate. You just go back to the Asda.
I don't want to go back to the Asda. That's the whole point of the delivery.